Stolen Faces. This is Wonder Woman Season 3, starring the immortal Linda Carter. I liked this one. I thought it was pretty good. Let's start off with the storyline, which I'm going to give a 2 out of 2. The reason is that there's a mystery here. I often, if you've been watching these videos, I often harp on, oh, this, Diana could have solved this on her own, or she died. DC shouldn't even be involved in this. Why is Wonder Woman in this? This one, you don't need Wonder Woman at all. However, there's something cool about it. So the storyline basically is that there's this guy, Percy, who's trying to rob people. Simple. He's just a piece of garbage robber. He's great at makeup effects. He can make masks. He can transform people into other characters. So Steve Trevor gets copied. He gets the Mission Impossible treatment. Remember those Mission Impossible masks where like Tom Cruise pulls his face off and it's like Lady Gaga underneath or something stupid? That this guy can do those. Basically, it's just the actor sitting there, right? So he's going to copy Steve Trevor. He's going to take over. He's going to rob these people. Now, his plan is that he's going to rob these rich people watching a fashion show, which he's putting on at this fancy smancy hotel, and he's going to rob them all. But he's hired someone to impersonate Wonder Woman, and has a fake Steve Trevor come in and arrest those guys and make it seem like the robbery doesn't happen, but actually they're in on it and they're all stealing the money. Pretty neat. I thought that was really cool. Now, the way that the story unfolds is through the girl who's going to play Wonder Woman. She's all dressed up as Wonder Woman. This little kid sees her. He's like, oh my God, it's Wonder Woman. And he runs across the street and she's like, oh no. And she helps him, saves the kid, gets hit. And then it turns out that her neighbor is kind of her boyfriend or whatever. He doesn't have her boyfriend. He wants to be her boyfriend, but she doesn't want anything to do with him. But he loves her. So he's investigating it with them. And I was like, this is kind of neat. There's a lot going on. So I actually really liked this story here. And yes, I agree that Wonder Woman wouldn't really be involved in this or doesn't need to be, but it is neat because the real Wonder Woman shows up and then you're like, oh my God, there's two Wonder Women. So I like that part of it. Pacing, I'll give it a 1. It could have been a little bit quicker, but it is a mystery, so I wasn't bored and I thought everything was just fine. So 1 is your basic 1 point for the thing. Artistry, I'm going to give it a 1. There isn't a lot of Wonder Woman big things going on. Like she blocks the bullets and stuff, a couple of kind of standard Wonder Woman action. Nothing outside of the action. It was the story that made this a little bit better for me. But characters, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 2. I like the Percy guy. He's a great villain. I liked his assistant, who was like this big muscular guy. He was good. I liked that the girl who was hit, she was kind of like down on her luck and she's committed a few petty crimes and, she felt like she had nowhere to turn. I like that they're like, well, we can give you a second chance. That was nice. I liked the guy who wanted to be her boyfriend. I thought he was a good character. He was like a nice person who's trying to help her. That was good. So Nancy was the girl. I liked. Okay, there's this black cop this black sergeant at the very beginning where he's guarding the room to the girl. He was awesome. He should have been throughout the whole episode. He was like this no nonsense cop. The guy came in and he's like, "Get down, spread them." The guy's like, holy shit. He's like, you're not going anywhere. You're staying here. Like, this guy was like, if you've seen this episode, you know what I'm talking about. The very beginning, first act, he's in there. I was like, well, this guy is great. Like, he's got to stay on. I wish he had stayed on. He was so awesome. Like, I don't know who this actor was, but like, he came in and he's like, I'm going to be this role. Like, I'm this cop and that's it. He was freaking cool. I liked that Diana, again, used sort of her kindness here. This is in the characters, right? Yeah, 2 out of 2. Enjoyment factor is 1.5. So I'm giving this a 7.5 out of 10. I like this one. I like that Diana connected with her with a kindness and said, listen, you've been through some trouble. That doesn't mean you're a lost cause. We can, you can get help. Don't be afraid to ask, that kind of thing. I like that. I think that's one of the core things about Wonder Woman. I don't think they've captured that. See, with Christopher Reeve, with Linda Carter, there's these certain characters, even with Adam West Batman, there's these certain characters that have just connected, like the actors to that character have connected. And it is the actor for sure, but it's also the way that the character is portrayed. It almost has to be in that time where, like, end of the day, Wonder Woman's a good person. They keep saying, oh, she's a warrior and all this other nonsense. Like, she's a warrior if she needs to be, but how often does that really come up? Like, she's not a warrior like Xena is, right? Where her Xena is a call to action at every moment. Like, she's like, okay, I'm going to fight. I got my weapons. I got my chakra and all of that stuff. Wonder Woman's like, I use a lasso of truth. I don't carry swords and shields in the modern day walking around. Like, it would have been fine, in the ancient times because she's immortal. Like, that's fine. But like now, really, it's like saying Steve Rogers, Captain America, is a soldier. Well, why isn't he walking around in 2000 with like machine guns and grenades, right? Well, why isn't he using grenades? Well, because why he doesn't shoot people, right? But he's a soldier. Why doesn't he use weaponry? He doesn't. He has a shield. That's how these heroes operate. Like, yes, they like Steve Rogers can instantaneously revert to soldier mode if needed, but it's not Rambo. Like, Steve Rogers is not Rambo. Linda Carter, like Wonder Woman, is not Xena, right? She's not Red Sonja. So that's the thing. And I like that they showed that in these episodes. That's it. I've kind of talked too long on this one, but I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like. Consider subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you watching. Until next time. Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.